Есть нечто странное в том, что незнакомые люди вынуждены проводить многие дни вместе, хотя их объединяет лишь желание переместиться из одного места в другое и никогда больше не видеться.
What do you think makes this production of the novel contemporary?
Well, I think that there have been some slight changes in the characters, and Ken has made it a more diverse cast of characters, which I think was really smart and makes it a lot more interesting.
I think the vision of Kenneth, you know, with the new technology.
And I think the tempo of the film, there's nothing leisured about it. It's quite jagged and it's quite layered. You know, there's a hint of James Bond about it too. The chases and the gunshot.
I would say the emotional rawness that lies underneath the story. Revenge runs through Murder on the Orient Express, and the reason why people feel the passionate need to revenge some act that has caused them suffering is powerfully there, and it's moving, and it makes you understand a little about the poison of deep grief. When people lose people, there is the possibility that a civilized person becomes a primitive and dangerous person.
А кто вы такой? Меня зовут Эркюль Пуаро, и, пожалуй, я величайший детектив в мире.
And also, this is probably the sexiest Poirot you've ever seen.
Is that the sexiest moustache we've ever seen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think there must be that, you know, because everyone, I suppose the modern thing also comes in, because it's such a famous character now, it's been done so many times now, that the way to sort of modernize it is to almost self-reference it. So the build-up to Ken's reveal, moustache, this is our Poirot, is quite a modern thing. Maybe they wouldn't really have done that, I don't think, in the classics, because they have nothing to compete against. Whereas, I mean, you use Bond as a good example, you know, it's sort of who's our Bond, what's he like? And Daniel Craig, when he did it, I think I read, he said, I want you to make me look like I can hurt people, because that's never been done before, you know, and so I suppose that.
Matthew Pritchard, Agatha Christie's grandson, the first question he asked was about the moustache, so I know that it meant something to the Christie family. I'd heard that Agatha Christie thought that maybe Albert Finney's moustache in the 1974 film was too small.
Oh, right.
And so
you got the memo.
We felt that we could probably afford more facial furniture. So that Poirot could, as he does, and he knows this is the case, he uses the moustache as a mask, he hides behind it, he observes from it, and people dismiss him because of it. It gets a big reaction. It's a reaction that means, as Daisy Ridley's character says in the novel of him, she said he was a perfectly ridiculous little man with that silly moustache. He was the sort of man one could never take seriously. So we needed to create something that would make a stir.
Настоящий убийца здесь. Это кто-то из вас.
Вокруг одна сплошная ложь.
Who would you say would be the best liar out of the entire cast? Who would get away with murder?
I think Willem Dafoe is a good. He's got a great poker face. He can just stare you out. He can dare you to disbelieve him. And also because it's such a strong face, and he's played some great movie villains as well. He's kind of double bluffing you, because you think it must be him. Oh, but it so must be him that it isn't him. Oh, but then he's so clever. Maybe it really is him, so he's treble bluffed you because he's Willem Dafoe and he's brilliant.
The best liar.
Be Willem.
Willem.
No, do you know,
It's funny, you're the second person saying that.
do you know who I'd say? Penelope.
Yeah, she's good.
Why?
Penelope's great.
Because we played this game on the weekends, and Penelope was one of the people, along with these two, who really knew the rules. But every single time she was the werewolf, which actually happened a lot, you just couldn't believe, because you'd say, Penelope, I said, "But why? Why?" And she's just so sweet.
So vulnerable.
And you just can't believe that she would lie.
It's Josh Gad.
Really? Why him?
Because he's good. He's quick-witted and he's a good talker.
Yeah,
and
so
he's warm.
So he'd be a good liar.
He's warm
because he's quick. We picked Josh for everything.
Yeah, because he's multi-talented.
You look funny looking, Monsieur Poirot.
How did you cast Sergei to play the role? Because he's world-famous Russian ballet dancer.
Count Andreini has danger. He is unpredictable. He adores his wife, the beautiful Countess, and he smolders and listens and intimidates. and
very
can
intense.
hold his ground just by standing still. Sergei is a magnificent dancer and a magnificent presence and a wonderful fella, big soul. He's a large soul, Sergei. I had the great pleasure of seeing him dance and then meeting him and knowing that he was ready to just bring that kind of characteristic to this character and also enjoy a different kind of view of performance.
First audition I had to ever go to, actually, and it's hard because from dance world you kind of do a step down and you are nobody. You know, in the movie world I was nobody. So to go to the audition I almost didn't, because your ego protects you.
Right,
you know,
so you had to okay.
And you make every excuse possible, you know, not to go. It's a big hard step.
Никому не доверяйте, никому.
Was it hard to imagine Johnny Depp being a bad guy and a villain? Because he's so sweet in real life.
He was lovely. When I met him, I didn't know what to expect, and I was a little bit wary, you know. Johnny Depp, quite a reputation. And the first thing I did with him was a tiny little scene, and he had to shout at me. Really? And he said to Ken, "I can't shout at Derek Jacobi." I fell in love with him immediately.
That's a nice break.
Johnny is one of the most versatile actors I've ever seen. He just has this uncanny ability to just transform into all of these magical characters, and Ratchet is certainly no exception. He's sort of like charming at the same time.
Yeah.
He is.
The scene with him and Michelle, I think, is
That's great.
really good.
Yeah.
Я лягу спать здесь, чтобы все видели меня. И чтобы я всех видела.
Кто держал в руке нож?